This Monday night, a blast of winter for Quebec and Ontario. From freezing rain to gusty winds, the stormy conditions pummeling eastern Canada and the resulting commuter chaos.
BC Hydro says more than 80,000 customers don't have power right now.
Hydro-Quebec reported nearly 1,125,000 customers lost power across province as freezing rain created ice accumulations reaching up to 30 millimeters. More than 60,000 Hydro One customers without electricity at one point Monday in Ontario. BC Hydro, 90,000 customers without power across Lower Mainland, Sunshine Coast, Vancouver Island, and Gulf Islands. Environment Canada issued rare orange-level weather alert, meaning severe weather likely to cause major damage or disruption that could last few days. Over 1.2 million customers without power. 3 provinces simultaneously. Ice accumulation up to 30 millimeters. Orange level alert, the highest warning tier. This is happening right now. I'm going to break down how this winter storm crippled power grids across Ontario, Quebec, and British Columbia, why ice-coated trees collapsed onto power lines creating catastrophic damage, what regions face prolonged outages lasting days, and why Canada's fragile infrastructure is buckling under extreme weather. Subscribe to this channel right now if you want to understand how climate chaos is breaking Canada's power grid. Let's start with Quebec, the epicenter. Between December 24-29, 2025, Quebec's electrical infrastructure faced one of most severe tests in recent history. Nearly 1,125,000 Hydro-Quebec customers lost power across province. Ice buildups of 5 to 15 millimeters, specifically targeting southern Montreal and eastern townships, transforming power lines into brittle structures that snapped under unprecedented weight. 1.125 million customers. That's not individuals, that's households. Multiply by average 2.5 people per home. Nearly 3 million people in Quebec alone without electricity. In December, when temperatures dropped below freezing overnight. December 29, 2025. Hydro-Quebec stated, since onset of freezing rainstorm, more than 95% of impacted customers have returned to power. But Hydro-Quebec advised damage to residential service entrance masts required repairs by certified master electricians before utility crews could restore power. 95% restored. Sounds good, but that still leaves 56,000 households in darkness. And many can't get power back because ice tore off their electrical masts, requiring private electricians before Hydro-Quebec can reconnect. Finding electricians during Christmas holiday? Good luck. Hydro-Quebec's outage map did not provide individual restoration times due to scale of event, advising customers to plan for alternative arrangements. Plan for alternative arrangements. That's utility speak for, we have no idea when your power returns. Weather Network described event as major winter storm affecting southern Quebec from Sunday night, December 28th through Tuesday, December 30th, 2025, with lingering hazardous conditions due to refreezing of meltwater. 3 days of freezing rain, then refreezing. Roads and walkways become skating rinks. Trees already coated in ice get more ice. Power lines already sagging under weight get more weight. December 29th, hardest hit area is Laurentians, where more than 12,000 customers remained without power late Monday afternoon. Province-wide, about 20,000 customers still affected as of 3 p.m., down several thousand from earlier. Laurentians, 12,000 households. Remote communities north of Montreal, where getting repair crews is harder, where alternative heating is scarcer, where people are most vulnerable. Urgences Santé receiving about 100 calls per hour, mostly related to falls caused by weather conditions. Normally receives 70-80 calls per hour at most. Emergency services overwhelmed. 100 calls per hour, people falling on ice, breaking bones, needing ambulances, while roads are impassable. Fire truck overturned in Mirabel after ice storm left roads and sidewalks slippery. Fire trucks flipping over. Emergency responders can't reach emergencies. That's when people die. REM, Réseau Express Métropolitain, experienced partial service disruption due to power outages in Montreal area. No train service between Deux Montagnes and Bois-Franc stations. Sherbrooke Public Transit announced temporary shutdown of entire network citing adverse conditions. Montreal's new metro system down. Sherbrooke Transit. Shut down entirely. People stranded. Can't get to work. Can't get to hospitals. Can't evacuate. Now Ontario. More than 60,000 Hydro One customers without electricity at one point Monday. Outages caused by ice accumulation on tree branches that knocked out power lines. Hydro One outage map shows 15,000 customers remain without power as of Tuesday morning. 60,000 Ontario households. Peak outages. still 15,000 in darkness days later. Because ice doesn't melt quickly in December, Hydro One restored power to more than 88,000 customers since start of storm Sunday. Spokesperson: We know being without power over holidays is especially challenging. Crews working alongside contractors and team members from local utilities to restore power as safely and quickly as possible. 88,000 total customers affected. Holiday outages, Christmas week, families with no heat, food spoiling, children in cold, dark homes, challenging road conditions slowing down crews in some areas. Ontario 511 road conditions map shows closures for hundreds of kilometers along Highway 11 between North Bay and Hearst. Repair crews can't reach damaged infrastructure. Highway 11, the main northern artery, closed for hundreds of kilometers. Trucks can't deliver equipment. Workers can't access remote sites. Environment Canada issued advisories for blowing snow and snow squalls for swaths of southwestern and northern Ontario, with some regions facing additional 50 centimeters of snow in next few days. Another 50 centimeters coming. Storm isn't over. More snow, more ice, more damaged power lines, more outages. December 26th, freezing rain event left roads and trees across southwestern Ontario coated in ice. Emergency crews overwhelmed with calls for help from people without power and snapped trees. Trees fallen onto people's homes and blocking roads. Boxing Day disaster, southwestern Ontario. Trees through roofs, roads blocked. Hydro crews can't get to damaged lines because trees are blocking access. London Hydro spokesperson: It's the wind and the ice. We've had some trees wind up on power lines. Could not say when power would be restored. No restoration timeline. Because damage is so extensive, they can't even assess it all yet. Environment Canada forecasting temperatures across southwestern Ontario would remain below freezing until Sunday. Days below freezing. Ice stays. Damage persists. Repairs delayed. Now British Columbia. BC Hydro, 90,000 customers without power across Lower Mainland, Sunshine Coast, Vancouver Island, and Gulf Islands. Hardest hit areas: Langley, Maple Ridge, Victoria, Duncan, and Qualicum. With strong winds continuing, additional outages expected. 90,000 BC customers, different storm system, hitting Canada's west coast simultaneously with eastern storms, Canada being pummeled from both coasts. After several years of drought, weakened vegetation across province made trees and branches more susceptible to wind damage. Many dead or damaged trees have fallen onto BC Hydro's electrical equipment, causing widespread outages. Climate change creating compound disaster. Years of drought killed trees. Now storms knock dead trees onto power lines. Infrastructure designed for healthy forests failing because forests are dying. High winds cause trees and branches to fall onto electrical infrastructure, resulting in extensive damage. Due to extensive damage, some customers without power overnight. Some customers without power overnight. That's BC Hydro saying, we can't fix this quickly. Here's the systemic problem. Ice accretion of up to 20 millimeter possible, and regions most at risk include many same areas hit hard by last March's major ice storm. In some locations, power grid remains fragile, which raises additional concern. March 2025, major ice storm. December 2025, another major ice storm, same regions, and infrastructure still fragile from first event. Grid never fully recovered before getting hit again. With significant and prolonged freezing rain expected, widespread and long-lasting power outages likely in hardest hit areas. Long-lasting blizzard conditions possible with snowfall totals potentially exceeding 50 centimeters. Forecast predicted widespread long-lasting outages. This wasn't surprise. Utilities knew this was coming, and still couldn't prevent it. For Sudbury to Ottawa Valley Corridor, freezing rain expected to continue through overnight hours with ice accumulation steadily increasing. Region likely to see some of worst overall impacts due to length of time spent under freezing rain. Sudbury to Ottawa, Canada's industrial heartland, under freezing rain for hours. Ice building up, power lines sagging, transformers failing. Overnight Sunday into early Monday, areas including Sault Ste. Marie, Timmins, and Cochrane Corridor expected to transition from freezing rain to heavy snow, especially concerning for power grid as heavy snow may accumulate on top of ice-coated trees and power lines. That combination could lead to significant damage, particularly in more remote and heavily forested areas. Ice then snow on top, double weight, trees already bending from ice get buried in snow, then they snap, taking power lines with them. Hydro-Quebec safety warnings included strict instructions not to approach downed power lines and prohibitions against using outdoor fuel-burning equipment indoors due to asphyxiation and carbon monoxide risks. Carbon monoxide warnings, because desperate people use generators indoors, BBQs inside garages, propane heaters in basements, then they die from poisoning. Let's talk scale. Quebec, 1.125 million customers without power at peak. Ontario, 88,000 customers total affected. BC, 90,000 customers affected. That's approximately 1.3 million customers across 3 provinces. Average household size 2.5 people, over 3.2 million Canadians affected. This isn't localized outage. This is regional grid collapse. Weather Network documented ice buildups of 5 to 15 millimeters specifically targeting southern Montreal and eastern townships. 15 millimeter of ice, that's over half an inch, coating everything. Power lines not designed to carry that load. Environment Canada issued rare orange level weather alert for area, meaning severe weather likely to cause major damage or disruption that could last few days. Orange level. Canada has 3 tiers: yellow, least severe; orange, severe; red, extreme. Orange means prepare for major damage, and damage came. Here's the bottom line. December 2025 winter storm knocked out power to over 1.3 million customers across Quebec, Ontario, and British Columbia. Nearly 1.125 million in Quebec alone, affecting approximately 3 million people. Peak outages exceeded 60,000 in Ontario, 90,000 in BC. Freezing rain created ice accumulations up to 30 millimeters, coating trees, power lines, roads. Environment Canada issued rare orange level alert warning of major damage lasting days. Ice-weighted trees collapsed onto electrical infrastructure, causing catastrophic grid damage. Hardest hit regions: Montreal and eastern townships, Laurentians, Ottawa Valley, Sudbury Corridor, southwestern Ontario, lower mainland BC, Vancouver Island. Some areas hit by March 2025 ice storm suffered second major event, grid still fragile from first disaster. Highway 11 closed for hundreds of kilometers, preventing repair crews from accessing damaged sites. Challenging road conditions slowed restoration efforts. REM Metro shut down. Sherbrooke Transit suspended entirely. Fire trucks overturning on ice. Emergency services overwhelmed. 100 calls per hour versus normal 70-80. People falling on ice, trees falling on homes. Carbon monoxide warnings as desperate residents use dangerous heating methods. Some customers without power overnight in sub-zero December temperatures. Restoration timelines uncertain due to scale of damage. Utilities unable to provide individual estimates. Residential electrical masts destroyed, requiring private electricians before reconnection possible. Additional 50 simultaneous snow forecast compounding crisis. Climate change creating compound disasters. Years of drought weakened trees, making them susceptible to wind damage. Extreme weather events happening with greater frequency, hitting same regions repeatedly before infrastructure recovers. Power grid collapse affecting 3.2 million Canadians. This is happening right now. Stay tuned.